Hey guys, this is God of Politics. I'm going to a brand new video, but before we get started with this video, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, follow me on Twitter and join the Discord. Those are both linked down in the description. And today's video, I do want to talk about the state of Georgia. This video won't be too long, but it is a news event that just happened today, and I did want to kind of talk about things, say why it is important in some ways, but in other ways it's not that important. But I do want to talk about the state of Georgia and how they are planning a recount of the results. Now, Georgia is a state that was very close. It was a state that surprised many people at the presidential race. I said that it would be razor thin. I said it would be razor thin for Donald Trump. It's looking like it's going to be razor thin for Joe Biden, but his lead has been expanding, and it has now reached just over 14,000 votes, which is actually now more than Joe Biden's lead in the state of Arizona. And, while Georgia's a bigger state and, a greater raw vote lead doesn't actually mean as much, it is still quite significant that the state of Georgia is going blue. It really shows you that suburban trend, which I've been talking about in the past. I'm talking about it now, and I will talk about it in the future. But it does say here that they are doing a recount. This article was from November 5th, and this is talking about how they said they were probably going to do a recount. Today, they have just announced the news that they actually will do a recount. But it talks about it here saying the chances are it's probably not really going to make much of a difference at all. It says, in the past 50 years, few recounts have led to changes in the winners, and in the handful of still uncalled battleground states, there still hasn't been a flip following a recount in at least the last 2 decades. It says here, the Secretary of State in Georgia said Friday that there will be a recount in the state where President Donald Trump leads Joe Biden with fewer than 2,000 votes. This lead is now up to 14,000 for Joe Biden, especially after we had some of these suburban counties come in, areas like Clayton County, areas like Douglas County, some areas of Fulton County also came in. It says here that Donald Trump is also trying to get a recount in the state of Wisconsin, where Joe Biden currently leads by around 20,000 votes. He did lead by that much on November 5th, and it is now November 10th. And he still leads by that much. We have most of the ballots that are counted. It says if that recount is at all similar to the past Wisconsin recounts, the current vote deficit will be a mountain to overcome. It says Wisconsin counted a statewide recount in the 2016 presidential contest after Trump beat Hillary Clinton by more than 20,000 votes. The recount netted Trump 131 votes. After a state Supreme Court election in 2011, that was separated by 7,300 votes. A recount changed the winning margin by just 312 votes. Former Governor Scott Walker, Republican, tweeted Wednesday that 20,000 votes would be a high hurdle, but he said the president should press ahead. So basically looking at this, we can see here past recounts in states. We had Georgia, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Arizona. These are all quite close states at the moment, although Joe Biden's opened up a pretty expansive lead in the state of Pennsylvania, and Donald Trump still has quite a big lead in the state of North Carolina. Georgia and Arizona are close, but they are not really much of a thing that is probably going to change with a recount. It says the margins didn't change very much. Charts show a shift in the winning margin before and after the recount tally. We can see here it was only 15 votes. Here it was only 50 votes. Here it was only, approximately 70 votes. Here it was only, 200 something votes. So really it's not going to change much. We see more examples of it here. Really, it's never really changed by more than a couple hundred votes here. We look at Arizona. It says in Arizona, recounts must be mandated by the state as they aren't permitted upon a candidate's request. There are no mandated recounts in North Carolina, Nevada, and Georgia, but candidates may ask for them, and in Pennsylvania, a recount is mandated if a race is within a certain margin, and a candidate may also request a recount. So, Donald Trump may try to prolong this process even more, but Joe Biden has won at this point, and we can see that in how recounts have changed in the past. It's not going to change given the margins of the vote that we have. Maybe if Arizona gets really close, recount could change it, in a good scenario for Donald Trump, 1,000 votes, but really, what are the chances that is actually going to make a difference there? And, this is kind of talking about the overarching theme that this election was clean and not with fraud, not with rampant fraud like people are saying, but, obviously some people on the right, some people like Donald Trump himself are saying that there was fraud. We look at some of these other races. It says in New Hampshire in 1974, the Senate race featured a recount after the candidates were separated by just 355 votes. Sure, when the race is that close, it can change the race, but that's not how close it is. And it says, the most famous recount took place in Florida during the 2000 election, where George W. Bush held the lead over Al Gore, fewer than 2,000 votes. After a statewide machine recount and partial subsequent hand recounts in some counties, the Supreme Court ordered an end to the process, with Bush leading by just 537 votes. So the gist of it is that a recount, which they've just called in the state of Georgia, is not going to make a difference. Joe Biden's won the state of Georgia, which I didn't actually predict. And again, I predicted every single thing right except for the state of Georgia. And I said it was going to be razor thin, but I'm not going to take credit for it. I said it was the dark horse. I said it was the sleeper flip, and it did flip. And, that was because of the suburbs, which trended more than I actually thought they would. But that is a very interesting thing there. But we could look at the current map, Say that in some crazy world, Donald Trump would flip Georgia. He's won North Carolina. He's won Maine 2nd District. Say he was able to do that. And he won Arizona. At that point, where's he going to get votes from? He's going to flip 20,000 votes in Wisconsin and make it 269. That doesn't really seem realistic. We have right now a situation where Joe Biden's been called in Wisconsin. He is leading comfortably still in Arizona. It's narrow, but he's still leading, and the votes don't look like they're going to be able to push Donald Trump over the top. Georgia, Joe Biden's leading by 14,000 votes. So this is likely what we're going to see as the final electoral map, with Joe Biden at 306 electoral votes, Donald Trump at 232, which is, funnily enough, the exact same number of electoral votes that Donald Trump got, 306, and the exact same number that Hillary Clinton got, 232. So that is another thing to note. But again, this recount in Georgia that they've just called is not going to make a difference. The election is done and dusted. There's no rampant fraud like people are saying, and overall, this has been a pretty clean election, and I think that it was a very interesting election to watch. Sure, we had, some crazy results on election night, but it has all sorted itself out, and, this map is pretty realistic, and I think people need to acknowledge that at this point. But anyway, this is the map, and this is what I believe the final map will look like. Recounts are not going to make a difference, but I did want to cover them anyway, kind of debunk some things people are saying about a recount, an audit, or whatever, people say about these things. Not going to change anything anyway, but thank you all for watching this video. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Also, join the Discord that is linked in the description, and follow me on Twitter. That is also linked down in the description. But again, guys, thank you all for watching this video, and I will see you guys later.